Annamaya Kosha, which gives the form to our physical body, Sharirik Vikas. जब हम पैदा होते हैं, the day we take birth till the end of our life, this physical body grows and it keeps on moving. So Sharirik Vikas or Annamaya Kosha, the anna we take, and in Hindi it is said, जैसा अन्न खाओगे वैसा गुण पाओगे. So the way we take food, the same kind of qualities we develop. So physical body is being taken care by Annamaya Kosh. And then comes the Pranamaya Kosh, Pranik Vikas, the energy within, the energy to do the work, the energy to take us forward. That is Pranamaya Kosh. And that's why in Hindu mythology we say we never ever worship God without having the Pranavayu. Means Pranavayu means whenever we are going to pray the god or goddesses, उसके पहले उस god या goddesses की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा की जाती है. And what is प्राण प्रतिष्ठा? प्राण प्रतिष्ठा means keeping the idol, and then in the ear of the idol we are saying something. So prana is being forced into the idol, and then the idol becomes the real one. So the pranamaya kosh is there. Energy is being transmitted. And then manomaya kosh, manasik vikas. Not only physical body is important, but emotional body is also important. And that's why nowadays you can see मानसिक विकार बहुत हो रहा है, लेकिन मानसिक विकास कम हो पा रहा है. So we need to understand this manomaya kosh. And then comes the vijnanamaya kosh, the bauddhik vikas, the intellect. The intellect has to be spread, the intellect has to be nurtured. And then comes the anandamaya kosh. So Anandamaya Kosh is what we call the bliss. So when we, hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
When we talk of Adhyatmik, so Adhyatmik means beyond the physical sense. And when you are listening to any kind of music, or when you are listening to any kind of saint, or when you are listening to any kind of pravachan, and if you are deep into that, and then you don't know what you are doing, the physical body keeps on doing so many things, and you are in the Anandamaya Kosh, you are in the bliss which is beyond the horizon, beyond the physical body. The moment you start understanding this Adhyatmik Vikas or bliss of the body, you are transported to somewhere wherein you will never be there. So that's what is in pranayam and in dhyana, we do the same kind of thing. So these 5 koshas are very important. So when we talk of Bharatiya Jnana Parampara, in modern terminology we call it Indian knowledge system. I don't call it Indian knowledge system because India came into existence after 15th of August 1947. So that's why I call it Bharatiya Gyan Parampara in English also. It's not IPS for me. So in Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, we have to make the students understand this particular aspect, the 5 koshas like Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and the Anandamaya Kosha. So that Ananda has to be there. If you are Anandit, then you can spread the Ananda from you to the other. So it's contagious. So let us begin with that contagious, blissful mood. And that's why in Ramcharitmanas also Tulsidas has said, Chiti Jalapavaka Gagana Samira Pancha Rachita Ati Adhama Sarira. So these 5 elements are being spoken by Tulsidas also. And these scientists, even take Galileo, Dalton, Newton, Copernicus, we have read about them at length. But have we read about Brahmagupta, Aryabhat, Varahamihir or Kanad? Aryabhat and Bhaskar, they came to our mind only when India has sent the satellite to the space in the name of Aryabhat and Bhaskar. But Aryabhat and Bhaskar, they never existed in our books. But Galileo, Dalton, Newton, Copernicus, they were there. So how to go about this? To take this Bharatiya Gyan Parampara to the 21st century students. Bharatiya Gyan Parampara talks about health and wellness, wherein yoga is there, and we are practicing yoga and pranayam. Traditional knowledge of mathematics is there, right from you call it Bhaskar and Aryabhat till Ramanujan, and then Kalam. The mathematics was just luring the world, and traditional medicines like Yoga, Veda, and Charak's and then Sushrut. All these people were there preserving art and culture. If you visit any of the temples, old temples, you'll be dumbfounded to see the architecture of that. Ancient structures and designs. India is fully dominated by that. Astronomy and consciousness studies, all these were included in one element which is known as Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. So when we talk of Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, what is this? Bharatiya Gyan Parampara is not a new thing. It is there, and it was there, and it will be there. But what happened is it has been overshadowed by the invasions and Western ways of thinking. We have forgotten our own basics and we are building the buildings. And there is a need and demand to change the existing public mindset that Western world is the beautiful world and the Eastern world is not beautiful. We have to change that particular mindset of our own people and of our own. And what is the primary source of Bharatiya Gyan Parampara? Bharatiya Gyan Parampara is standing on three things. The first one is Drishti, the second one is Parampara, and the third one is Laukik Prayojan. What is Drishti? Drishti is basically the vision, the unique perspective that makes this knowledge system Indian and valuable to the world. So every institution has its own vision. So that's known as Drishti. And that what is Parampara? Parampara is continuous knowledge which has been handed over from one generation to another generation as tradition. And then what is Laukik Prayojan? The Laukik Prayojan is basically the practical utility of it. So when we use this in our day-to-day life and practically we are getting the benefits of this, then that particular thing becomes the Laukik Prayojan. Everything, whatever we do, must have its ultimate aim as Laukik Prayojan. If our research is not for Laukik Prayojan, then the research is of no use. So research has to deal with the benefit for the society. And that's what is being termed in the modern terminology Drishti as knowledge transmission, Parampara as knowledge tradition, and Laukik Prayojan as practical utility. We have all come across the accreditation of NAAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council. If we take into that particular angle, then Drishti becomes intelligence, Parampara becomes innovation, and Laukik Prayojan becomes social outreach. And that's why every institution is organizing various activities just to go out of the four walls of the institution to the public for social outreach. So this social outreach is known as Laukik Prayojan, how to mix up with the people. The institution, they get the student from the masses. So from the masses to the classes, and from the classes to the masses. So when the students, they come from the masses to the classes, what do? We train them, we mold them, we just nurture them. And again from the classes, we send them back to the masses. So there the social outreach program has come into existence. What is Bharatiya Gyan Parampara? It aims to understand the natural existence and also to establish humanity and to establish a better ecosystem. It's the amalgamation of indigenous and traditional knowledge system, and also it's the in-depth study of various branches of knowledge in India like Ayurveda, Vastu Shastra or Yoga Shastra, philosophy, numerology, mathematics, medicine, whatever you name, even linguistics, literature, games and sports. We have forgotten all these ancient games and sports. Nowadays, the games and sports are being played with the help of what we call it as thumb on the mobiles. So even no physical activity is involved. Understanding the skill and philosophies developed by the ancient communities which has long historic experience with the natural surrounding. So that's what is Bharatiya Gyan Parampara or Bharatiya Gyan Paddhati. So what is Bharatiya Gyan Paddhati? It emphasizes on interconnectedness, sustainability that we are talking nowadays, ethical living principles. At the same time, what we need to reintroduce these things into the higher education system so that we can cultivate critical thinking, creativity, and ethical leadership. Having a 5,000 years old history, Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, it has the dominance of Western education models, especially post-colonial influences, and that has marginalized our traditional system, relegating them to the periphery of the modern academia. So that's why we are not aware of this. We are aware of the Western ways of education. And indigenous knowledge, as far as Indian philosophical schools of Vedanta and Buddhism are concerned, they give a lot of stress on critical thinking, ethical living, and the pursuit of knowledge. Know thyself. That's the basic principle. Until and unless I understand myself, how can I understand others? And that's why, particularly in addressing complex global issues like climate change, social inequality, and mental health, we need to understand Bharatiya Gyan Parampara and how to accommodate Bharatiya Gyan Parampara in the present day curriculum. And also by incorporating rich insights of what we call nowadays IKS or Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, institutions can promote a more inclusive approach to knowledge, which balances the scientific rationalism with ethical and sustainable values. So this is about indigenous knowledge system. And when we talk of indigenous knowledge system, then why Bharatiya Gyan Parampara is needed? There may be lot many questions related to Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. Aren't we confined to the present day of education system? Aren't we a good teacher? Aren't we a good citizen? And why to bring Bharatiya Gyan Parampara into the curriculum? What is it going to do? Is it going to do wonders in the world? Yes, it's going to do wonders in the world. We have to make the Gen Z and Gen Alpha learners or generation to know about the vibrant, innovative, and scientifically proven ecosystem. Just think of the day when Corona was there. We have gone to the basics. We have been back to the basics. We started using kadha. We started using neem. We started using cleaning our food before entering to the house. All those things we started. But just the Corona has gone. We have put on shoes and sat on the dining table and have been taking food. So again, we are doing the same kind of thing. And we have to make the students understand the roots and wings of Indianness. It's not basically by birth we are Indian. We are Indian only when we understand the Indianness in it. मैं भारतीय इसलिए नहीं हूं कि मैं भारत में पैदा हुआ हूं. मैं भारतीय इसलिए हूं क्योंकि मुझ में भारत बसता है. Means the India is inside me. That's why I am Indian. So that particular belongingness has to be understood to affirm, develop, promote, and protect indigenous knowledge system, and to understand the research methodology which is known as Tantra Yukti. And Bharatiya Gyan Parampara plays a pivotal role as far as providing contextual learning, role model, and also promote holistic development among the students, and also culture and experiences. Then Bharatiya Gyan Parampara can be viewed as socio-cultural decolonization. This is very important. We need to decolonize the mindset. Socio-cultural decolonization is the main thing as far as Bharatiya Gyan Parampara is concerned. Though we are free from 15th of August 1947, but still the mindset is of colonial rule. We need to be decolonial as far as our ways of thinking is concerned. So it's not only based on scientific principles, Bharatiya Gyan Parampara is based on ethics also. And it's a legacy which must continue. And moreover, it's the glory and pride of the country. And it exists not in English, but it exists in all the Indian languages. And that's why the Bharatiya Gyan Parampara cannot be translated into English. It cannot be called as Indian knowledge system. Let it remain Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, and it can never be translated into any other languages of the world, because it exists in various ways. It exists in textual, in the lipi form. It exists in oral, maukhik form, and it exists in Kulachar Paddhati, which is known as learning through everyday practice. That's what is experiential learning that we are talking about. Why Bharatiya Gyan Parampara is required? You can see this tree. Yes? Can you name this tree? Yes. This is the tree. Can you name? Neem. Yes, it is.
Neem.
Yes, it is neem. And neem, which is widely used in India, right? Even if you go to the villages, you will find villagers using neem for the toothbrush. Even neem is being used during chicken pox or smallpox. Even neem is used. So if your rice has some of the insects, then you use neem. Neem is widely used in the subcontinent, Indian subcontinent, and also in India. So what about neem? The first patent of neem was not done by Indians, but it was done in 1985, and the largest patent was done by USA, then followed by Japan, Australia, and India has done only 14 patents. We made a hue and cry that neem is ours, neem is ours, neem is ours, but the patent was made by some other people. And neem was not ours because we didn't have any kind of what you call lipi or documental evidence for this. So we lost the battle. Then came another thing. Can you name it?
Sir, turmeric, haldi.
Haldi.
Haldi. Haldi.
Yes, haldi. When the patent of this haldi was filed, we again made a hue and cry, and we shouted, haldi is there because haldi is being used in all the religious functions. Haldi is used to cook vegetables, and haldi is the best antiseptic cream which is being used in the household. It is dadi maa ke nuske, and even in cough and cold, we put haldi into milk and we take it. All those things we made a huge amount of hue and cry, and then we won the battle. We must be thankful to CSIR, which has challenged the patent in 1996, arguing that turmeric was the native Indian plant that has been used for centuries for wound healing, and then it has provided various evidence, and India has won. So see, we have lost neem, but we have won turmeric, and that's why we have to make the students of 21st century, the Gen Z and Gen Alpha learners, to understand that India has immense potential even throughout the ages, and even for thousands of years after this also, it has immense potential as far as our Ayurveda is concerned. And this particular person, by name Shri Hemchand Majhi, the government of India has given him Padma Shri. This man is known as a guru, and who can even cure cancer. He is not a literate person. He doesn't even understand Hindi. He knows Halbi. He speaks in Halbi, and he has a wide knowledge of all the herbs, shrubs, and plants for all sorts of diseases. He stays in Narayanpur near Kanker in the wild, and he treats the patient. So this kind of a people, they are to be made known to the people, so that we can send the students to understand what kind of medicinal plants are there. And these are basically the gurus. These are the gurus. These are not teachers. These are basically the gurus. And the second one is Padma Shri Ajay Kumar Mandavi. He is the one who has used his hand on wood and has crafted like anything. So this particular Indian tradition of art has to be made known to the people. I'm showing you the pictures of Chhattisgarh because I'm from Chhattisgarh. So let Chhattisgarh be known to the people by the help of what we call it as Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. And with that, this is another temple. If you can name the temple, this is known as Hanging Pillar. Can you name?
No, sir, but it is very famous. I just cannot recall the name.
Yes. This is basically in Andhra Pradesh. Lepakshi is there.
Acha, yes, Lepakshi, yes, sir.
This is the temple, this is the pillar of Lepakshi. And when people, the scientists, all of them, they went and they said, this pillar is hanging, let us remove the pillar. The moment they wanted to remove the pillar, the entire, this, what you call it as temple, that started shaking. So they understood this is the pillar which is holding all the pillars or the entire temple. So you can just pass on the, what you call it as a blanket below this. So this is known as the hanging pillar. See the Bharatiya Gyan Parampara which has been put into this kind of a thing? Can you identify this?
Sir, this is Vishnu Stambh.
Okay, where is it?
Sir, so-called Qutub Minar.
Yes, sir, very good. This is iron pillar by the side of Qutub Minar for centuries together. This is standing still without having rust on it. See, कितनी बारिश, कितनी धूप, कितनी ठंड इसने सहा होगा, और एक you just keep your hammer for 3 days out of your house, you will find rust on it, and it has not rusted. So that's why we have to make the students understand that this junk food is going to create junk in us. We call it junk in English, and junk in Hindi is known as rust. So this junk food is creating junk in our students. So we need to make them understand this thing. And this is the world's largest sundial, which is there in the pink city by name Jaipur. And this is another one. Can you name the upper one? Do you know where is this and what is this?
ये no sir.
No. Okay, let me tell you. This is near Ambikapur in Chhattisgarh. This is nearly 30 kilometers before Ambikapur. This
That झलझल वाला region जो है, झलझली जमीन वाला region.
this place is known as Ramgarh, which is
Okay.
very near to Udaipur, 10 kilometers from Udaipur. And here in this particular place, Kalidasa has wrote Meghdutam. When Kalidasa came from Ujjain, he got settled here and he has written Meghdutam by sitting over there. The beauty of this place is the acoustics. Even if you stand here, for example, if you stand here and you utter a word, the person who is sitting below or the person who is standing below can listen to you without having the mic. So such kind of an acoustics is there in this particular place. So this is not only a place for scientific things, but it is a place as far as literature people are concerned. This is the beautiful place near Ambikapur. And then I come to the next one. Do you know this temple?
No, sir.
No. This temple is known as Vidyasagar temple. This Vidyasagar temple is in Sringeri in Karnataka. What is the beauty of this temple? The beauty of this temple is how many zodiac signs are there?
12.
12.
12.
12. So you can see the 12 zodiac signs are here. And when the sun rays come, so whichever sign is there in that particular month, the sun rays, they touch the same pillar, not any other pillar. So how beautifully this has been crafted. You just imagine if the zodiac sign is of Cancer, so on the pillar of Cancer, only the sunlight will be there for the entire month, not on any other pillar. So just understand the beauty of Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. Just understand the wisdom of Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. How come they have constructed these things and what kind of a research that has been put into it for years together to construct this kind of a thing. This is what is known as Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, and that's what is illusion or reality, you decide. This is Kopeshwar temple in Khidrapur, Maharashtra, which is near to Sangli. And during Kartik Purnima, you can see the Brahma Kund is there. And from the Brahma Kund, you can see the entire moon. And that moon's light falls on the Linga of Lord Shiva. This is the only temple in the country wherein you will find both Mahadev and Vishnu together. So this is again the Brahmakund. And in the grand olden period, if you have seen, we used to construct the house in such a way that the middle part of the house was open to the sky. Right? Even if you go to the villages, you will find all the rooms are on the side and the middle portion of the house is wide open to the Brahmakund. So this is that kind of a temple, and this has been constructed in that particular way. During Kartik Purnima, the entire moonlight that falls on the statue of Lord Shiva. So trailblazers of wisdom, right from Brahmagupta, Buddhayana, Charak, Varahmihir, Aryabhat, Bhaskar, Kanad, Sushrut, Panini, Patanjali, we have been witnessing the trailblazers of wisdom. Patanjali was made known to us thanks to Baba Ramdev, who has brought yoga from home to home, and that's why Patanjali has become famous. We have read the grammar of Renan Martin, F.T. Wood, and whatnot, but we have never studied the grammar of Panini. And we know that there was a person in the Western world who has conducted the first ever plastic surgery, but we are unable to understand. Sushrut was the first person to make the plastic surgery in the world before BC. Even the doctors of today, they do not know who is the first plastic surgeon of the world. So like this, we have to make the students understand. Let a chapter on these with various branches of knowledge to be there in the curriculum. So we are talking about Parmanu Siddhanta of Kanad, and the Parmanu Siddhanta of Kanad is basically led to Newton's law of motion. And Newton's law of motion came very late, and see, Kanad was there even before Christ, and Prashastapad Bhashya was there. If you see the third law of motion of Newton, wherein he says, for every action there is equal and opposite reaction, and that's what Prashastapad Bhashya has said, Vegaha Sanyoga Vishesha Virodhi. So this is what Newton has done. But we understood that Newton is the person who has brought three laws of motion. But before Newton, even before Christ, Prashastapad and Maharshi Kanad were there, those who have brought these things. But the foreign invasion or the Western influence has diminished the value of Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. And that's why there is a dire need to bring this. We know John Dalton, we know Isaac Newton, but we do not know these people. So that's why this particular comparison is there. There is a field, ancient scholar, major works, and modern science. In geology and geography, we can use Varahmihir and Kautilya, the Brihat Samhita and the Arthashastra, and the modern science call it climatology or geomorphology or seismology or mineralogy. So there is a list of all these things. Take the field of physics, take the field of chemistry, take the field of biosciences, or in you take the field of mathematics, astronomy, yoga or psychology, philosophy and logic. Everywhere you will find Indian scholars or the ancient trailblazers of wisdom. They were there with the help of their major works. They have basically ruled the common life of the people, and they have made life so valuable to each one of us. And that's why if you see Mark Twain has said, India is the cradle of human race, the birthplace of human speech, the mother of history, the grandmother of legend, the great grandmother of tradition. Our most valuable and most instructive material in the history of man are treasured up only in India. And this was said by Mark Twain, not by the Indian. And if I go on saying, Grant Duff, the British historian, he said many of the advances in the science that we consider today have been made in Europe were in fact made in India centuries ago. This was said by Grant Duff, the British historian. Then came Heisenberg, German physicist. He said, after conversation with Indian philosophy, I understood the idea of quantum physics. So, see, the Indian philosophy has made Heisenberg to understand quantum physics, but we are not reading Indian philosophy. We are reading quantum physics, and we are understanding quantum physics with the help of Western world, not with the help of the Indian philosophy. And then comes the Khalifa. And Khalif said, the land where books were first written and the farm where wisdom and knowledge sprang is only one country, that's known as India. Then came Schrödinger, who is very famous as far as chemistry is concerned. He says Vedanta teaches that consciousness is singular, all happenings are played out in one universal consciousness. Schrödinger has said that near by my bed there was Gita, Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad, and the sounds that came from Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad, they have made me to bring the equation of Schrödinger. So Schrödinger gives the entire credit to Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad. And this particular person, Albert Einstein, who doesn't know him, We owe a lot to the Indians who taught us how to count, without which no worthwhile scientific discovery could have been made. There was a beautiful film in which Manoj Kumar was there. He was called as Bharat Kumar, and the film's name is Upkar. Do you know the film?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So in that there is a beautiful song. जब जीरो दिया मेरे भारत ने मेरे भारत ने दुनिया को तब गिनती आई तारों की भाषा भारत ने दुनिया को है ये दिखलाई देता ना दशमलव भारत तो यू चांद पे जाना मुश्किल था. So दशमलव.
Sir,
Right.
this is from Purab and Pashchim.
Yes, sir, sorry, not Upkar, Purab and Paschim. Sorry. Yes, Purab and Paschim. So, if you see this, we have to make the students understand these particular things. Jab zero diya Bharat ne, and that's why Einstein said we have to give credit to India, because India has given us zero, without which no scientific discovery was possible. And India has given what you call it as Dashmalav, and without which even to reach moon was impossible. Sir, thank you very much for correcting me from Upkar to Purab and Paschim.
No, thank you, sir, for acknowledging, but filmology, I am a bit interested.
Right, sir. Very good, sir. And this is again a very great project which has devastated the world. The project which has brought Japan nowhere. The project which has led to atomic bomb explosion, Manhattan Project. The leader of Manhattan Project, Robert Oppenheimer. If you see the movie, you will understand what Robert Oppenheimer was and what happened to him and how he has turned from genome to ohm. So how to transport yourself from genome to ohm? You have to watch this movie, wherein Robert Oppenheimer says the Bhagavad Gita is the most beautiful philosophical song existing in any known tongue. And that Oppenheimer, he says, now I become death, the destroyer of worlds. Because he has seen the havoc, how this atomic bomb is going to create. And that's what is being said by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, wherein he says, मैं प्रलय का मूल कारण और महाकाल हूँ, जो जगत का संहार करने के लिए आया हूँ. तुम्हारे युद्ध में भाग लेने के बिना भी युद्ध की व्यूह रचना में खड़े विरोधी पक्ष के योद्धा मारे जाएंगे. So that's why ultimate end is not genome, but ultimate end is in ohm. So how to transport yourself from genome to ohm is basically the Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, which speaks about the Vedic understanding of universal oneness. And even you call Bohr, Heisenberg, Schrodinger, or even you take the name of Einstein, Tesla, all of them, they got the idea of quantum mechanics from Vedas. So Vedanta is the conclusion of Vedic thought. So this has to be made understand to the people. And this you know very well. What is it?
Burger.
Very good.
Hot
Burger.
dog.
Right. This burger, what it has replaced? It has replaced this dal roti chawal. So there was a song, Dal Roti Khao, Prabhu ke gun gao. But the dal roti has been replaced by burger. And this dal roti, what it has replaced? It has replaced what we call it as millets. Now again you see, we are going back to millets. We are going back to harikangni, we are going back to ragi, we are going back to jwar, we are going back to kodo, we are going back to kutki, and all these are highly prized now. And previously we used to call it, these are basically the crop of beggars. Only beggars or the poor people, they eat it. And nowadays all the rich people, they are behind these millets, right? So millet has been replaced by dal roti, and dal roti has been replaced by junk food. Again, we are back to the basics. So we are again coming back to our own tradition, and there are scientific reasons behind the popular Indian tradition, and that's why science and tradition are not opposing forces. They are two sides of a single coin, which we make our students to understand, and the true progress lies in integrating wisdom of the past with the possibilities of the future. And the purpose of science is nothing but universal well-being, and that's why revitalizing education is needed as far as Vivekananda is concerned. And Vivekananda always said that give me handful of people, I'll change the fate of the world. So handful of people means 5 people. And what are the 5 things? The 5 things are nothing but the 5 layers of our body, Panchatattva. So those 5 things are to be understood by each and every individual. And that's why during NEP 2020, when it was brought into focus, then our Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, till date we have been focusing on what to think in our education policy. In the NEP, we are focusing on how to think. So what we need to enrich the mind, we need to warm the heart, we need to awaken the spirit. So enrich the mind with the help of knowledge, warm the heart with the help of feelings, and awaken the spirit with the help of consciousness. So these things, being a teacher, being a parent, being a guardian, we need to do that. And what's the concept of curriculum? The concept of curriculum is just a tool in the hands of an artist, and the artist is teacher, to mold his material. And who is the material? The pupil or the student, according to his ideals. And what are the ideals? The objectives in the studio. And which is the studio? The school or college or the classroom in which we teach. So curriculum is just a tool in the hand of the teacher. So teacher is primarily the main thing. So if the teacher is there, then whatever tools he is going to use, if he is really a kind of an experiential teacher, he can make wonders in the classroom. And that's why we need to work together to achieve personal greatness, like enrich the students, inspire the students, and moreover empower the students. And that's what is the need of the hour. And that's why pedagogy says National Education Policy 2020, whatever it states, but I focus on only one thing, which is the last one, which is known as enjoyable. Until and unless whatever you teach is enjoyable for the students, there is no use of teaching. If it's not enjoyable, then it becomes end of joy. Instead of enjoy, it will become end of joy. So let us not end the joy of teaching or learning. Let us make the students to understand the way of teaching, which is discovery oriented, which is learner centered, which is inquiry driven, which is holistic, which is experiential, and which is flexible. So that's what National Education Policy 2020 says. National Education Policy takes a giant leap from 1986 to 2020, and in 2009 we came across one thing, right to education. And now at this juncture, what is required is not right to education, but we require right education. So there has to be a giant leap from right to education to right education. So that right education is to be given to our students. And that's why National Education Policy 2020 focuses on both the brains, both the hemisphere of brain, holistic development. If you see the left side of the brain, which is more over towards speech, analytics, order, reading, writing, computation, sequencing, logic, and mathematics, and the right side of the brain, creativity, imagination, intuition, holistic thinking, arts, nonverbal cues, rhythm, daydreaming, emotions. The old education policy was talking about the left brain. The National Education Policy is talking about the right brain. So we need to bring both the brains together so that we can have a holistic development of the individual with the help of this. And who is a learner? So the learner is basically, education must build the character, it must enable the learner to be ethical, but at the same time, it should provide them gainful, fulfilling employment. So when we say learn, it's a beautiful word. Learn, if you take out L out of it, what remains is What remains?
The urge.
Earn, right?
Earn.
Earn. So without learning, you cannot earn. A learner can become the earner. Before earner, he has to become a learner. So let us learn to earn. How to earn people, how to earn money, how to earn social recognition. Everything has to be learned by the people. And that's why we need to employ the ability of the students. In employability, we need to employ what we need to employ. We need to employ the ability of the students. So that's why we need to create ability among the students, and that could be employed. And Chanakya 6 mantra for Vikasit Bharat, we talk about Vikasit Bharat in 2047. Leadership, we are going towards Vishwaguru. Diplomacy is, we have become the role model. Military, the third best. Strong economy, the fourth largest. Infrastructure, fastest in the world. And in education, equal to US's population. So Chanakya 6 mantra we are incorporating into the Bharat, and that's why शिक्षा के 3 मुख्य आधार ज्ञान, चरित्र और कौशल. According to National Education Policy, Gyan is basically DSC, that is Discipline Specific Course, or DSE, Discipline Specific Elective. And Charitra is Value Education, what you call it as VAC, Value Added Course. And then Kaushal Vikas is known as SEC. SEC means Skill Enhancement Course. So that's why we have brought 3 things together. We have brought DSC, DSE with VAC and SEC in the curriculum of NAP 2020, because these are the 3 basics as far as Shiksha is concerned. And that's why the need of the hour is basically to introduce Gurukulam practice into the modern curriculum. We need to understand that Gurukulam practice, which has been taken away by the Britishers, because Lord Macaulay's minute says that you can conquer India only when you just shut the doors of Gurukul and bring to them the Western ways of education, which is known as rote learning. NEP 2020 focuses on experiential learning, participative learning, group activity, social outreach program rather than rote learning. So Western ways of education has brought rote learning. So we need to understand that how rote learning has been a kind of a taboo for our students. So that's why we need to take out the students from rote learning and bring Gurukulam practice into the modern curriculum. And that's what the need of the hour. So in every educational institution, we need to establish a kind of a Gurukul. And if you really want to see the Gurukulam system in the present day education, then please do visit my college, which is known as Government Naveen College, Kui Kubdur, which is in Kabir Dham district and which is 17 kilometers from Pandaria. You will see the real Gurukulam practice has been incorporated in the modern curriculum, and we have created the Gurukul. You can see this Gurukul. This is open to sky, and near all the trees, we have made this Saraswati Muktakash Manch. This Saraswati Muktakash means open to sky. In this Saraswati Muktakash Manch, we ask the student to sit, and then the gurus, they deliver from there. So Guru Shishya Parampara or the Gurukul Parampara is being practiced in this. And if you see here, this is Gyan Path. In the Gyan Path, this path leads them from the administrative block to the academic block, and on the side of the walls, you will see various flecks regarding Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, which you will see in the next one. So this is basically the students are sitting in their traditional attire, and the Guru, he is speaking or they are delivering lectures on various issues. And this is basically the Gyan Path of Shaski Naveen Mahavidyalaya, Kui Kubdur, wherein on the right hand side, if you see here, here you will see all the flecks related to Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. So this particular path will not only lead them towards the academic block, but at the same time on the right hand side, they can see various things about Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. Everyone will read that, everyone will understand that, and after that, sitting over here, we can practice everything. So this is not only creating environmental consciousness, this is not only bringing them back to the nature, this is not only a kind of informal way of learning, but at the same time, this gives rise to one particular aspect which we have forgotten for ages together, is Gurukul Parampara. So this Gurukul Parampara is being practiced in our college, and that's why Bharatiya Gyan Parampara is the need of the hour, and that's why NEP, if you take NEP and if you read it from the other side, it becomes pen. So NEP is pen. So National Education Policy has given you a pen to write the new history of Bharata. So NEP is not NEP. If you read the other way around, it will become pen. So NEP 2020 has given each one of us a pen to pen down various traditions, customs, Laukik Parampara of our region in the form of research papers or books or so on, so that we can incorporate all these things. And when all these things from every corner of the country will come together, then there will be a huge amount of literature on Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, which will not only make the students to understand the rich heritage of India, but it will make them proud to call themselves as Bharatiya. So that's the basic thing, that each one of us should go deep into our roots and find out what are the paramparas that have been used and how to acknowledge them and how to bring them in the Lipi form and how to bring them in the digital form, so that our students can read it in the form of digital. So this is basically the Baiga person. And because of this Baiga, we call them Baigas, are basically balancing between the human life and the wild. They are holding the lathi, and they are the people, those who are protecting the forest by being cut. So that's why these Baigas are basically the people, those who have beautiful knowledge of what you call it as medicinal plants. If you go to the older Baiga, you will understand what kind of a knowledge that person has without knowing anything about botany or zoology or science. He knows the entire activity of those plants. So these Baigas must be visited. I visited one Baiga village. I sat with them and I discussed with them at length. And this is not very easy to reach the Baigas, and they will not talk to the people. But somehow or the other, with the help of social skills, I could manage to sit with them. I could manage to work with them. And that has made me to understand what kind of people they are and what kind of a tradition they are practicing. And here with my students on the survey, we went there. And this is basically just to make you understand that if we really want to understand the Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, then it cannot be understood sitting in the AC rooms. It can be understood only when we go deep into the areas, in the remotest areas, and we touch these people. Because without having the touch, you take out T out of touch, what remains is, if you take T out of touch, what remains is
Ouch.
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 Absolutely right.
Ouch.
Ouch. Ouch. So what we need is, we need to touch our students. If we do not touch our students, then take out T, what remains is ouch. So the students will keep on doing ouch for centuries together. So that's why the touch is needed. So in Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, the touch is basically of Matra Devo Bhava, the mother's touch. Then comes the Pitra Devo Bhava, the touch of the father. Then comes Guru Devo Bhava, the touch of the teacher. And nowadays, the mother is not needed, father is not needed, teacher is not needed. So T for teacher, mother being the first teacher, father being the second teacher, the teacher being the third teacher. Now the students, they do not want any teachers. Nowadays, this mother, this father, this teacher have been replaced by what we call it as technology Devo Bhava. For the students of present generation, technology Devo Bhava is there. So how to make them understand about the touch, that's the main thing that we have to learn, we have to understand, we have to imbibe within us. And these are the three books which can make you understand about Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. One is by Mr. Patwardhan, Genome to Om. Second one is by Mahadevan, Indian Knowledge System. And then Prachin Bharatiya Gyan Parampara mein Bhautik Shastra. These three books could be taken for the library and for personal benefits also. And with the help of this, I started with Nahi Gyanena Sadrisham Pavitram Vidyate. Now I conclude this with Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharatah Abhyutthanam Adharmasya Tadatmanam Sajamyaham Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Dushkritam Dharma Sansthapanarthaya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. So whenever there has to be the dharma has to be established, I'll always be there. So the dharma in Indian context, in the curriculum, it has to be established. So in the form of dharma to be established, National Education Policy 2020 has been brought in the form of Lord Krishna, so that we can understand Bharat in a wide way, and we can understand the Bharat and the Bharatiya together. So thank you very much for providing me an opportunity and giving and lending your ears to me. Thanks a lot to the Amity University and also to the participants.
Thank you. Thank you so
very
much.
Thank
sir.
you so much, sir.
Sir, with your kind permission, shall we have a discussion with the participants? If
Yes,
time
ma'am.
permits?
Yes.
So any queries from the participants? The forum is now open for
Hello.
discussion.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thanks a lot.
Kalpana ji. Yes.
Yes, it was an enlightening and thought provoking lecture on the timeless wisdom of Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. It beautifully connected our rich heritage with the needs of the modern world. So it is truly inspiring. Every word reflected profound knowledge and inspired deeper reflection. So I thank you for sharing such valuable perspectives. Thank you again.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू सर, बहुत ही अच्छा आपका था पूरा डिस्कशन। और मैं आपको, अगर टाइम है ऑर्गेनाइजर के पास, तो 2 मिनट लूंगी मैं, या 1 मिनट
जी, मैम।
लूंगी। बताने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ यहाँ पे कि मैंने भी कुछ डिकोड करने की कोशिश की है जो हमारी ज्ञान परंपरा थी, जिसको कि आइजैक न्यूटन ने 1966 में एक सेंटेंस कह के सबको चुप करा दिया था कि व्हाट इज कलर। कलर उन्होंने बोला कि सिर्फ परसेप्शन है, जबकि मेरी 5 साल की रिसर्च ये बता रही है कि कलर अपने आप में उस सेंटेंस से बहुत अलग है। जो उन्होंने बोला उस सेंटेंस से बहुत अलग है। मुझे 5 साल से काम कर रही हूँ मैं, और मैंने 4 बुक तो लिख दी है, 5वीं आ रही है, और 21 कॉपीराइट्स किए हुए मैंने। क्योंकि जो हमारी परंपरा है, जो हम बोलते हैं सूरज के 7 घोड़े, उसको मैंने डिकोड किया है। तो ये NEP के तहत हमने एक सिंपोजियम भी कराया था अपने लखनऊ एमिटी कैंपस में। तो डिकोड करने की सर बहुत जरूरत है, जैसे आपने डिकोड किया, से डिकोड करने की बहुत जरूरत है। कलर्स को लोग अभी भी उसी सेंटेंस पे चलते हैं, न्यूटन के।
राइट। वही मैम मैं कह रहा हूँ, भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा में हम कह रहे हैं हमारे पास साहित्य नहीं है, लिटरेचर नहीं है, अकूत भंडार है। जरूरत केवल यह है कि उन लोगों तक पहुंचकर आपने जैसा कहा उसको डिकोड करना है। पेन लेना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि एक नए भारत का सृजन करना है। तो नए चीजों का सृजन करने के लिए निश्चित रूप से आपको श्रम तो करना पड़ेगा, और आजकल हम श्रम करना नहीं चाहते। श्रम का मर्म ही हमसे दूर हो गया है। तो जब श्रम ही नहीं करेंगे तो वो फिर आएगा कैसे। और आज के बच्चों को सब चीज डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में चाहिए। वो तो पुस्तकें भी नहीं पढ़ते, वो तो किंडल में पढ़ लेते हैं, तो मोबाइल में पढ़ लेते हैं। तो जब किंडल और मोबाइल में ही उनको वो चीज परोस दी जाए, यदि अमीश त्रिपाठी का ट्रायोलॉजी वो पढ़ सकते हैं, जिसमें सारा का सारा वो पुरानी चीजों को, शिवा को लेकर, शिवा की ट्रायोलॉजी अमित त्रिवेदी लिख के उनके सामने परोसता है, और हर एक बच्चे के हाथ में अमित त्रिवेदी की ट्रायोलॉजी ऑफ शिवा होती है, तो क्यों नहीं हमारी ये ट्रायोलॉजी भी उनके हाथों में होनी चाहिए। तो हमें उस दिशा में भी तो सोचनी चाहिए, और वो चीजें वापस आ भी रही हैं। भले वो जीन्स पहनते हो, टी शर्ट पहनते हो, लेकिन मैंने कई बच्चों को देखा है कि वो आध्यात्म की ओर जाते हैं। ड्रेस पे मत चाहिए, लेकिन अंदर की भावनाओं में तो कहीं ना कहीं तो कोई चीज तो है। तो वो भारतीय बनाने की सबसे पहली जरूरत है कि हम विद्यार्थियों के मन मस्तिष्क में भारतीय होने का एक गौरव यदि जिस दिन भर पाएंगे, तो निश्चित रूप से ये पीढ़ी जो है इसको बहुत आगे ले जाएगी।
सर बच्चों को तो हम ही लोग ने गलत किया है ना।
जी जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। और उसका इसीलिए मैंने कहा ना, हम देखिए मैंने इसलिए वो टच यूज किया, टच में हमारा टी गायब हो गया, न माँ के पास समय है, न पिता के पास समय है, और टीचर अपने कर्तव्यों की इतिश्री कर लेता है। तो जब टी ही नहीं रहेगा तो बचा क्या, आउच ही तो बचेगा। और बच्चे वही तो कर रहे हैं, लगातार आत्महत्याएं जो प्रेशर बढ़ रही हैं वो केवल और केवल टच विहीन संसार की देन है।
Thank you, Kritika. May I now request our director, Professor Varaprasad Kolase, to please say a few words. Sir, please.
Ma'am, Professor Verma was saying something, I think.
Professor, any other questions from the participants?
चैट्स में कुछ लिखा है किसी ने?
Box is full of appreciation actually. All
Yes,
have
ma'am.
appreciated the session. If no more questions, may I request our director, sir, Professor Varaprasad, to please say a few words, sir, please. Sorry for some technical issues. हाँ सर, हाँ आज भी सर.
Sir is facing technical. Is there anything, ma'am? Okay, sir is here.
Sir is here. Sir is here.
Okay.
Sir, thank you so much. So nice to see you. I know that there was many things which were going on, but then still you kept your promise, and it was excellent to hear you always. And we have been long associated. And as you mentioned that we would like to have you in the in campus for the things we discussed yesterday. And
Yes.
Interestingly, I saw that you made yesterday ragi soup. So
Yes, sir.
we would like to have the recipe of that. And going back to the to the things which we have forgotten, it was excellent talk delivered by you.
And moreover, sir, my daughter, she has never taken Cerelac.
Oh,
The day she took birth and the moment she started taking it, we have given her ragi only. We
So
used to
nice.
bring ragi from Karnataka when it
Right.
was not available here in Bilaspur.
right.
So
right.
she is not a Cerelac baby, but she is a ragi baby.
Right. So nice. So, and I thank you from on behalf
Thank
of all the promotion cell and AUC also, that you have done excellent justice to the topic and also motivated all the faculties who has joined across the country regarding this IKS, and also once again reassuring that we are the representative of so long unbroken tradition of Rishi Munis who are there, and we are now representing them, and also linking the things to the Gen Z which and Gen Alpha, where we are linking factor to them. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot.
Over to Anju ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Honorable Director, sir. I would like to also extend heartiest gratitude to all the faculty members. I could see Dr. Prasanna Kumar Sharma, sir, DSW. Also, our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Professor Sumita Dave, Madam, had joined and attended this session. So I extend heartiest gratitude to all of them for sparing their valuable time. Sir, it was truly mesmerizing to listen to you. The session was at another level. I just could not express how beautifully you have explained each and everything, and it was really a very insightful session. Thank you so much, sir. I
Thank you.
truly appreciate
Thanks,
you,
bro.
despite your
Thank you
valuable
all
time
and
and busy schedule.
participants.
You have accepted our invitation, and
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Aruna ma'am.
thank you so much, sir. This
Thank you,
is
Priti ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
May I request the participants to please turn on your camera for a moment if we could capture this beautiful picture. Thank you. Thank you, one and
Thank
all.
you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you.
For the participants, there's an announcement. The MCQ quiz link will be shared in the chat box or in the WhatsApp box soon. The feedback link for all the 7 days program will be shared tomorrow. The feedback for all the 7 days in one link will be shared tomorrow at the end of 8th session on 7 days. And with this, we come to the end of the 6th, this 7 days faculty development program. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day ahead. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.